Time to slap some paint. So give me a second and I'll swap over to the hobby desk camera and let's get to painting. All right, let me get this going here. All right, I'm just doing a basic. I already got these guys primed black, Death Company. Put the magnifying glasses on. And I've never, this is a first for me. I've never dry brushed, so today we're going to be dry brushing the um, the Death Company. Um, these are actually stern guard, but I'm dual purposing them to be Death Company with bolters. So I don't know what I'm doing here. So you see me making some mistakes, it's okay. I'm definitely gonna have to fix that up. Okay, so there's one shoulder, getting it in. I just like the gray look, Death Company. So what I figure I'll do is I'll get these guys painted gray and give them some red highlights with the red X over there. And yeah, I think I got way too much paint on that shoulder. I'm gonna have to see about fixing that. Don't know exactly how to fix it with dry brushing, but I imagine I just keep going over it. We'll see. So far, dry brushing doesn't seem to be too terribly complicated, but it is something I'd like to master. In regards to like how much, like, do I use any water? I suppose I can. Do I, how often do I wet the brush, if at all? How often do I reload it? Which I guess I'd reload it now because it seems not be putting anything out. And get some of that off. I don't think I put enough on there this time. These shoulders are so, I'm so glad I put these. I know I'm going to end up popping one of them off because I think I'm like brushing too hard. But maybe that's a sign that I need more paint loaded on the brush. Yeah, not enough on that one. How often do I load the brush up? That's the question. I don't think I'm getting enough on there. Yeah, I got too much on there that time. Yeah, load that. Okay, well, maybe not. Let's see what's happening here, brother. Hey, we're doing a little dry brushing on our Death Company today. Um, I'm trying to get these guys all ready for the RTT that I have on this Saturday, and I need these guys painted. So I don't get docked the 10 points for my army not being painted, you know? Trying to get these guys, these Stern Guard slash Death Company with bolt rifles prepped. And also I've got these guys and I've got the jump pack guys that I need to do. So I'm just trying to slap a coat of paint on them. I probably won't even get the bases done before the tourney, but I suppose so I don't get totally docked, I need to at least get a basic base on there, just so just so I'm not getting docked. Okay, and the other thing, I've never dry brushed before, so I'm literally doing this for the first time. I've painted my entire Blood Angels army, never dry brushed. So far, it doesn't seem too terribly complicated. It's like, yeah, I'm figuring out how much paint to load on the brush. Um, I haven't even wet. I'm not even using a wet palette. I don't even know if that's correct or not. But it seems it's coming out the color that I wanted. I wanted kind of a light chalky looking gray, and so far that's the way it's coming out. I think I got too much on this shoulder over here, but maybe I'll just swipe it a few times once I get going here before I like say this one's complete and I'm ready to pass it on to the next model. But yeah, I'm liking it so far. Let's see. Well, good luck on Saturday in painting them. Yeah, I appreciate it, buddy. This will be my first time playing in an RTT with Blood Angels. I've only played in two, and both times I played my Chaos Space Marines, and I was using the Packbound Zealots chapter, or Packbound Zealots detachment. So everyone in these RTTs here locally, they love playing. Let's see, they love playing Imperial Knights. There's some Black Templars in there, but who knows what they'll bring it this time. Black Templars, a lot of Emperor's Children, Orcs. I haven't played against any of the Orc players yet. I end up playing. I end up playing Chaos Knights a lot. Here locally, there's a lot of folks in the RTT that likes playing Chaos Knights, so I don't know how my Blood Angels are going to do against Chaos Knights. Not this detachment. I'm going to be playing Angelic Inheritors. Okay. All right, not coming out too bad. I did one right before the stream, just because I didn't want to start the stream and then like totally F it up because I didn't know what I was doing. So I did one. The first one I did actually came out perfect. This one's a lot lighter than what I want it to be. So I think I need to brush over this one some more. This one is exactly how I want it to look. This is perfect for me. So I need to maybe load this brush up with a little. I got two colors of gray here. One's light and one's dark. Maybe I need to like mix them. So maybe that's the key. Load it up, get a little bit darker, then go over that lighter color that I got going. Okay. I'm new into Warhammer. Space Marine 2 games brought me into Warhammer. Started learning the lore and reading Horus Rising at the moments. Dude, you're exactly where I was in January. That's exactly where I was. Uh, Last December, I started playing Space Marine 2, and that game was so freaking dope. I was like, wow, and there's an entire universe around this. So, a buddy of mine had been trying to get me playing Warhammer since we were coworkers all the way back in like 2005. And at the time, I was playing Magic the Gathering and World of Warcraft. So I'm like, bro, I'm sure Warhammer is cool and everything, but I hope you can appreciate I can't afford to, time-wise, to take on another hobby. I mean, Magic the Gathering and Warhammer, or World of Warcraft, were literally taking all my time. And after I played Space Marine 2, I remembered him all those years back, always trying to get me into Warhammer. So I was like, "Hey man, if I bought like army. Would you teach me how to play it, bro? That was like music to his ears. That's music to like every Warhammer's player's ears, right? You have a buddy that you want to get into the game, share the hobby with, and they're not interested, and then they ping you out of the blue, "Hey, dude, will you show me how to play if I start an army?" First of all, would you show me how to play? So he was all about that. Okay, this is coming out good, darkening it up. And then second of all, hey man, what's a good army to start with? I mean, there's literally dozens, right? What's a good army to start with? So I started reading right after I played Space Marine 2, I started reading Devastation of Baal. I don't know why I picked that book. My buddy didn't recommend it to me. I don't know why I picked that book, but oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Did that blow my freaking mind? So at the time, I was like, you know, um, Blood Angels seem pretty cool, but so do Grey Knights. But let me read this book, and I read that book, and that made my mind up for me. It was like a coin toss. I had two books in my Audible collection. One, I forget the name of the other one, but it was a Grey Knights book where they fought the Space Wolves. So I read that one first, and then I read the Devastation of Baal. Those were my intros, and so I was like, well, I'm gonna start one of these armies, either Grey Knights or Blood Angels, and I literally like flipped a coin, and Blood Angels won, and that's how I ended up starting Blood Angels, and I'm so glad I did. And this was in January. My buddy taught me how to play in January. He plays Space Marines. And after reading Devastation of Baal, and you're new to Warhammer, you're like, okay, Commander Dante, he, just like in the books, he can't die, right? So, he's teaching me how to play my first couple of games. I'm like, oh, I don't need to hide behind cover. He's like, I'm going to shoot you, right? I'm like, yeah, but I know that, but I can take it wrong, right? So he's playing this shooting Space Marine detachment, and I'm moving my entire army up the board without taking cover. And for like my first two or three games, I was getting tabled in turn one. Turns out Space Marines can die. Turns out Dante can die. Turns out Mephiston can die. You put them out in the open against Space Marine army without any cover. Turns out they can die. They're not like in the books. They're not able to charge the battlefield and dodge incoming bolter rounds and shell attacks and not die. On the tabletop, they very much can die. So it was some tough lessons, but I had such a great teacher. He was teaching me good lessons early on, because if you're going to invest in playing a melee army, you better you better respect shooting, you better respect cover, and you better respect how to close the gap without getting shot. It's not like in the books. You can't just run out in the middle of the battlefield and superhero it. Unless you're lying, like I found out last night. If you guys watch my game that I played against one of my buddies, JM, he taught me that valuable that Lion sat out in the middle of the battlefield and basically wrecked my entire Blood Angels army almost single-handedly before I took him down. It was pretty impressive. I've never had my butt handed to me like that by the Lion before. Okay, yeah, I probably do want to get a wet palette going so I'm not wasting as much paint. But I'm liking how this is turning out. I'm liking it a lot. And I'm quickly becoming a fan of dry brushing. I I've painted probably 3,000 points worth of Blood Angels without dry brushing, and like I really think it was a mistake to not force myself to dry brush early on because I'm liking this. I'm liking how it's coming out. I'm already thinking of things I would have done differently when painting my army if I had kind of forced myself to dry brushing early on. At least at least giving it a shot and figuring out, because I imagine you don't want to dry brush all the time, but giving it a shot and then, getting comfortable with, you getting a new model and being like, okay, so this part I'm going to dry brush, this part I'm going to do this part I'm going to do that, you know, instead of just not using dry brush as part of your toolkit at all. All right, I'm probably going to have to get a wet palette going. Let me see. Yeah, give me a second. I'm going to get rid of this stuff here and I'm going to get my, oh, it's been so long. Okay, I think it's just that maybe. Let me pour some water in here, get this wet palette going. Let that get soaked up into the sponge before I pour it out. Got my little distilled water going here. Let me get the palette paper. I probably should have done all this before the stream, my bad. But again, didn't really know what I was doing. It's the first time I'm using a dry brush, and all right. So I painted two models without a wet palette. Now I want to see what it's like with a wet palette, and see if the paint goes a little bit further. Okay, I need some more water. The sponge soaked it all up. Getting that corner over there. Okay, let me go pour this out real quick. The excess. Okay, got the excess drained. Now I can put the palette paper on there. Put my little coins down to keep the corners from curling up. Oh, there's the corners. It'll settle down. It'll settle down. All right. Now, I'm using two different shades of gray. Wow. All right, so I've got this darker gray here. I'm going to put a couple drops down. And this is just acrylic brown gray. I really like this. And then the other one I'm using is just Vallejo Stonewall Gray. All right, so let's get that down there. Probably 3 or 4 drops of that. Okay. All right. So let's get a little down. I think that'll maybe make the paint last a little bit longer. I'm not having to reload the brush as much, maybe. That's the theory. Okay, so let's get back going on this guy. Let's do a start on its backpack. Okay, that's a little bit too much. Okay, I'll just have to go over it a little bit with the darker gray. That's fine. I'm already easing into it and getting to a peaceful point with dry brushing to where I'm not panicking because it's not coming out exactly how I want it. So let me go over this one a little bit. I really need to get into the cracks on this one. Yeah, so I gotta press down a little harder here because that raised area, I'm gonna want that painted red for the Death Company symbol. So I need to really get down the crack. I'll definitely put Devastation Ball on my reading list. Yeah, for sure. It's great. If you like, who did you say you were playing Blood Angels? Warhammer, Charlene, Laura reading. No, you didn't say who you were playing. Right, the name of the YouTube channel. Yep, Red Thirst Wargaming. Okay, so this is man, I'm loving dry brushing, man. Before, I'm not gonna lie, before when I would be painting, when I would be facing 10 models that I need to paint, even though I enjoyed it, it gave me anxiety. And this is such a time saver, and I feel like I'm not cutting corners, but it's coming out exactly how I envisioned it. So I'm very pleased with that. Listen to me sound like I've been dry brushing for years, but yeah, I'm liking this. Process is going pretty quickly. I'm getting the results that I want. Just a basic gray on my Death Company. Get the front of that backpack. And you know, they just look kind of rugged. I'm loving it. Is it possible to get the side of that helmet a little better? Yeah, a little bit. Okay, cool. Now start on this leg over here. Yeah, this is great. I am loving this, and it's going along quickly too. I don't know that I could have I don't know that I could have started off dry brushing because I wasn't familiar with painting. Yeah, the very first thing I ever painted was uh in January. You know, my Lamartie's. Like I have him right here. Let me show him to you. This is the very first thing I ever painted. Um, where are you, buddy? Where's Lamartie's? Here he is. This is the first guy I ever painted. I don't know if you guys can see that. And all I did was follow YouTube tutorials. Um, yeah, Lamartie's is dope. Just followed YouTube tutorials. Didn't know what I was doing, but I follow instructions really well. So that's how that went. I don't know that I could have started off dry brushing though. Maybe if I had followed a tutorial, perhaps. I don't think I could have started off dry brushing. Okay, I might be loading up a little too much of the light gray. I'm gonna have to definitely go over this with the darker gray now in some of the areas that maybe I feel like I put a little too much on. Um, so I think this guy, we'll call him about finished. Let me load up a little the darker gray, wipe that off. Jeez, it's so easy to get so much on that brush. I'll get the hang of it. I'm so heavy-handed with it. Um, so just take a little off the top there. Oh yeah, see that effect works great. If I feel like I load up too much of the light stuff, just go over it with the darker one. I like that. Okay. So it's like I'm covering up mistakes or correcting, not cover, well, correcting mistakes. So whatever you want to say. Yeah, I'm liking this. Darken up his arm a little bit there. The back of the leg, that's where I feel like I really got a little bit too much light work there. And then on this kneecap here. Plus it just makes a pleasant, it gives it a pleasant effect going over the light with the darker a little bit. Maybe I should just start off with the dark. Let me try that on this next one. But no, I like the two-tone. I like that. Okay, that came out pretty well. I like that. Like that look. I'm liking that. Probably can't see it well over there, but anyway, looks good to me. That's three down. Oh yeah, my Lamartie's here. I'm heartbroken because early on I dropped him, broke this. Just the other day I ordered a replacement backpack off Etsy. It's been bugging me so bad. I ordered a few replacement backpacks off of Etsy. I'm gonna snap off this piece. I'm gonna paint it. I'm gonna glue it into place because that's really bugging me. It's been bugging me for 6 months. Yeah. So need to get that done. It's in the mail. Okay, load up with a little light here. Maybe I should start dark and then work my way up to light. But why change why change it up when I like the effect? Why change it up? Yeah, I definitely have too much on this one. That's okay. Okay, the side of the hell like you just I guess that's why they call it slap chop. You just slap it on there and go. Okay, get the side of this helmet. It's going quickly. Okay, then get this other shoulder over here. I love these shoulders. I cannot wait to paint that red X in. That is going to be so dope. Look at that. That shoulder with the skulls in it. Can you see that? I cannot wait to paint that red in. Oh, exciting. Okay, this is going pretty good. Oh, you know what? I've been forgetting this little hand under here. Yeah, I forgot it on this guy too. Okay, there we go. Okay, so we got the backpack. Oh, this back piece here. Back flap, I forgot it on this one. Let me get that. Okay, good enough. This is so fast. Okay, the back of the legs there. Okay, pretty good, pretty good. Back of this one. Yeah, this is working out great. I am digging it. Front of the leg there. I didn't really have to load this one up too much, I think, because I started off with so much. That thigh over there. I like the fact that I'll get to come in later and paint in the detail like on the belts, the pouches, and things like that. That's going to be fun and where I think this stuff will really pop to life. But I'm loving the way it looks right now. Okay, can I stretch this? Because I feel like I really need to load this brush up. Can I finish this leg without having to load it up? I think I can. Okay. Let me check the color versus the other guy. Is it? No, I don't think I need to load up the darker, but I kind of feel like I must since I've done the other ones. Let me do just a little bit. Load that on there. Brush some of it off there, and then go over. Yeah, I like the two-tone effect. I'm gonna keep doing it. I like the two-tone effect of the two grays. Yeah, I really like that. Jeez, my dog is just going crazy right now. Did I already get this arm? This shoulder, this backpack. Okay, I don't think I did this shoulder or the backpack yet. Okay, got that. Oh, I really like that. That looks so cool. This, his hindquarters there. Okay, that looks good. Okay. All right, got that guy done. And this is I'm already on the last stern guard. This is the last stern guard guy right here. And then I can do the JPIs, and that's probably all I'm going to do today. All right, so it's going to start off really light. It always does because I have the brush loaded up. Probably too much. Yep. Yep, that is definitely too much. But you know what? I'll go over it with the darker and correct it. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. I'm not even tripping about it. I'll correct it when I go over the dark gray there. Oh, his chest piece. He doesn't have, what is it? The Aquila? The eagle? The Emperor's eagle? I think that's what they call it. Okay, that looks pretty good. Okay, getting this leg. Yeah, this is our last dude. I'm probably doing this all wrong, but you know what? It's looking good to me. And I guess that's the only thing that matters. Because at the end of the day, I'm the one that's going to be picking these guys up and down off the tabletop and having to look at them every time I play. Okay, so this guy's done already because his gun is covering up so much of him. So I'm going to go in with a little darker now. I think he's a little bit too light. Yeah, compared to the other ones, he's just a tad bit too light. So let's get him darkened up a little bit. Okay, loving it. His chest, his backpack. I love that look of that brown gray. That looks so dope. And then this shoulder over here, darken it up a little bit. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is going so quickly, man. You know what? My other death company, they're almost all black. I think I'm gonna go over 'em with this. You know what? I've literally just put that on my to-do list. Like, if you see my previous death company, they're just pretty much all black and red. I think I'm gonna go back and highlight them with some gray. I'm digging the gray. This was the first. Oh my gosh. And all right, so I think I'm done with that. Let me see. How does he look compared to the first one I did? There's a little bit different shade there. I think it's because this first one I didn't go over it with the brown gray. I think I might lightly go over him now, just for symmetry. Okay, like that. Yeah, he was a little bit too light there. I like the browner gray look. Okay, and then this arm here and the shoulder. Honestly, I just don't want to be done. This is so cool. But I still got the JPIs to do. Okay, yeah, man, I really dig it. This looks so good. Okay, I think I'm done with that. Um, let's see. How long have I been going? Half an hour. Let me hurry up and try to get these guys done before I stop. All right, so light, light. Really think I'm doing this backwards, but oh well. I'm in a groove now. So light. Oh yeah, I'm gonna love doing these backpacks, these junk packs. Okay. I love playing these guys on the tabletop simulator. I love seeing just the gray outfits, um, the gray uniforms for these guys with the red. Kind of modeling them after that, if I'm being completely honest. Love the way they look on the in TTS. Okay. Yeah, see, I just started with this guy and he's already almost done. Let me get this going here. The head. Okay. I wish I could get this guy's sword is blocking the collar area, but that's okay. He's got to defend himself. All right, let's start on this leg here. Yeah, I'm digging it. I think I left off a clipping piece there from the sprue. Uh-oh. Yeah, see that. It's annoying. Yeah, I love the way this looks. And it's just going quick too. Getting the desired effect and it's the job is going quickly. I mean, what more can you ask for? Already almost have this guy his first coat on, and then I'll be able to do the brown gray. Oh yeah, that I love it. Dang it. I'm definitely gonna have to redo the rest of my Death Company. Instead of, yeah, I've outgrown the all black. I'm gonna kind of give them that brown gray look. I love it. All right, let's darken him up a little bit. Get a little bit on the brush. Wipe that off and just highlight or low light. I don't know, whichever one you want to call it. Little low light, a little brown gray on there on all the places I've touched with the gray, the light gray. Love that. Love I love the blend of these two. Yeah. So this is going really well here. I'll come get it. Um, Yeah, I'm almost done with this guy. Almost done in general, really. It's the first JPI. Did I do his helmet already? I don't think I did. Okay, and then his torso, touch it up a little bit. His leg. Okay. All right, I think we can call this guy done. Oh, I didn't do the front of this leg here. Okay, that guy is perfect. That's one JPI. I'll just put him in front there. Second one, load up a little light. Brush it off. Okay, so this guy, load him up. Okay, side of his helmet. It really just looks like I'm just saying F it and just throwing it on here any kind of way, but I'm really not. Like, I've played with these models for so long on the tabletop and IRL that I know what look I want, and I can quickly see what I like and what I don't like. So, like, I'm able to just blaze through this and I'm getting the desired effect. So, why slow down? Plus that I like the fact that it kind of has that rough hewn battlefield look. It doesn't look it isn't going to look neatly painted per se. I'm okay with that. And I'm not being lazy by any means. I I desire that look on these guys. So that looks really good. Okay, oh yeah, the middle of the backpack, I forgot to do that. Middle of the back part of the jetpack. Okay, so this is guy 2 almost down. I'll probably have to load it up a little more. But yeah, switching to the wet palette was a good call because I'm able to get those few drops of paint to last a lot longer than when I was using the dry palette. Yeah, and since I loaded up the bottom of his legs, those legs are really bright, so I'll probably start there when I load up the dark gray to to conceal it a little better. Can't really get up in there. Okay. That looks pretty good. Now let me load up a little black, well, black, dark gray. Get that loaded up and I'll start on the areas that are really light, like down here on the legs where I had to load up. Okay, looks good. The front, that looks good. Back, these arms here, shoulders, I really love that look. Backpack, front of the helm, chest, a little bit of the arms. Okay, and then we'll finish off with the backpack, the top of the backpack. Okay, that just about do it for that one. All right, that looks really nice. All right, so that's number 2 down. Number 3 coming up. Let me load up with a. Oh, I'm gonna need some more light gray. Hey, almost made it to the end. Got 3 more to do, so I'll drop 2 drops of paint on there. And I think I'm still good with the dark gray, the brown gray. Did I reload that? Yeah, I got way too much on there that time. I'm gonna have to do a little bit more wiping. All right. Let's knock this guy. Oh, the eviscerator. Nice. Start on that shoulder. Can't really get in there too well, so let's just work our way around to the side. Get the top of the backpack. Back. Okay. That. All right, the helm. All right, and this. I don't know what you call it. The collar area. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love how that's coming out. How it leaves the black in the recesses there. I love that. Okay. Let's get these legs finished here. Okay. This guy's already almost done, at least with the light gray. And then I'll go in with the dark. Just cover it up. I don't think there's really anything in the torso area that I could really reach. Um, yeah. All right. Let's do a little dark on there. I should have probably been doing like all the lights first and then come back around and do all the grays, all the darks doing it all at the same time like that systematically. But I like I like switching between the two. Yeah, I'm gonna repaint my entire Death Company. I'm gonna redo the entire army. This is dope. Okay, got that. I shouldn't have to reload. I think I still have enough on there to finish this guy off. Yeah. Okay, so this guy's done. I just threw that on there. Down to 4. Let's load up a little of the light stuff. Okay. Start on this power fist over here. Freaking beautiful power fist. Love it. That's another thing I love about Death Company. The little squads, man, just have so many power fists in it. Like a 5-man has 2 power fists and an eviscerator. Um, that's 3 2 AP, 2 damage weapons in the squad. I freaking love it. Then if you can pair them with the new, well, I guess it's not new, but the Death Company captain to give sustained hits, and then you can go fishing. Whew. Angelic Inheritors, where you get to re-roll the ones. Well, they're Death Company. You get to re-roll anyway. But yeah, I love the Death Company. They were hella expensive for a while, and I'd never used them. Now they've made the points cost reasonable. I love using them every chance I get. Every time I'm playing Blood Angels, I'm going to be using squads at Death Company until they make them too expensive. Which you know how it goes. Points changes are always happening. Balance data slate updates always happening. Someone's always getting their feelings hurt. Oop. Someone's always getting their feelings hurt on those data slate updates. and for months, my death company just sat on my shelf. Brand newly painted and sat on the shelf. Never really got to use them. They weren't efficient. And then they dropped the points. And man, let me tell you, brother, I've been playing them every chance I get. The only thing I regret is I haven't been really using a lot of Astaroth. I've been using a lot of Lamarties, and let me load up a little dark. I need to force myself to get. Well, that was weird. My headset just powered off. All right, so let's darken this guy up with a little brown gray, which I am absolutely loving. Get the side of his helmet. Get his Aquila. I think that's what that's called. Got the shoulders. I'm almost done. I think what I forgot one more. Okay. I feel like I'm brushing these guys so hard that I'm gonna break them off the base. Okay, get the back of the backpack here. Okay, get his little back area here, get the lower legs, and we'll be done here in a second. Okay, this guy's done. Now the final dude. Let's load up a little light. And get to going. Get to start on the glorious power fist, my favorite thing to paint. Love painting power fists, man. Get the side of his helmet. Get his little collar with the Aquila and the torso. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like I can come in and correct later with a little detail and a little black paint if I need to. Yeah, that's totally cool. All right, let's get the backpack here. Looking good, looking good. Almost done. Okay, get this other shoulder over here. All right, that's looking good. All right, get this front leg here. Okay, not really much room on the back that you can really get in there. But I'll get this one. This one's open pretty good. The other leg. Bottom of the foot. Back of the leg there. And then the front of this leg. And then we can just hop right into the dark brown gray and then call it. Okay, so that's, oh, the back of the backpack. I forgot that. So I don't break him off the base. Hold him on his legs. Okay, now going in with the dark. The final step. Okay, the dark gray going on good. Get his helmet, his collar, torso. Get the other shoulder, arm. love how this turned out, man. I absolutely love it. It turned out 10. I'm going to be honest, it turned out 10 times better than what I thought it would. And I guess, like, I guess you can't really mess up dry brushing because I'm just throwing the paint around and is just having the absolute desired outcome that I want. I love it. Like I said, I want to read. And it's so perfect because the rest of my death company, they're all black for the most part. They got some red highlights and some gold highlights, but I'll be able to just quickly just brush over my entire death company and get them the new shade that I want. I might even be able to do it before my RTT this Saturday. All right, I'm done. I am absolutely. That was a blast. I absolutely loved that. All right, so I'm gonna call it a day right there. I'm gonna pop the lid down on this, um, and I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna go eat some dinner. All right, ended the TikTok stream. For you guys over here that were watching, I appreciate you guys hanging out. It was not long, 56 minutes, right at an hour. Got two five-man squads done. That's pretty good progress. And that's the fastest I've ever painted anything. Welcome to Dry Brushing 101, I guess, for me. And I'll see you guys probably later tonight when I stream a game. Have a good one.